Okay guys, we're briefly going to go over drag shocks. I see some guys are down in the States there. They seem to be able to get these cars to do 1.5s, 60 foots real easily. I could never get my car to do that. I had to do some real work on it here and do a lot of testing to get it down in the 1.5s. I could get it in the 1.7s easily enough, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get it in the 1.5s. So what I started out with was, we started out with a pair of 9010 Lakewoods up front. Now you can get these in a 70-30 designation as well, and basically the 9010s and 70-30s, they have less resistance on the upswing. So when you jump on the throttle, the weight of the car goes onto the back tires. And in theory, that should be enough, but no, it doesn't work that way. The best I could do was a 1.7 something 60 foot. So I had a buddy of mine come out to the track, and I got him to videotape the car from the driver's side rear quarter when I left the line. And this is what we saw. When we went back and looked at the video, the body of the car was coming down like this far over the rear tire. The rear 50-50 shocks from Lakewoods, they were a little bit too soft. So what it was doing was the car was coming back up again right after launch, and it was unloading the rear tire. It was lightening the rear end of the car. It was putting the weight of the car back onto the front instead of keeping it all at the back where we wanted it to launch. So that's why we can only do a 1.7 launch. Now, I'm not the best at instant center and suspension geometry and all that. So what I did was this. I went out and bought a set, or a pair, of QE1 single adjustable rear shocks. Now these are fronts. I'm eventually going to retire the car from racing and put it back on the street, and I wanted the matching shocks for the front. Like I said, these are fronts, but these are single adjustable. And this adjustment is for the dampening force, for the weight of the car coming down. Now, these have about, I don't know what they got, 10 or 13 adjustments on, and they just click. And it's very simple. So we got it turned all the way counterclockwise. This is the softest setting. Now, to stiffen the rear shock, sorry guys, just turn it one notch. All right? Now, what you have to do is get your arse out to the track and spend an evening or a day or whatever practicing and figure out how stiff you have to make the rear end of the car so it doesn't unload the back tires. And generally what I do is I set this around 4 or 5 for stiffness. So we got a one notch, go a couple more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, like I said, this has got like 10, 12, 13 different settings on it, stiffening settings. You can go another 8 more to make it stiffer. Normally, when I'm just out playing around, I'll put, like I said, I'll set it at 4 or 5. If you go back and watch that video, or one of the videos I shot in October, you'll see me racing the car. You'll still see the back of the car coming back up just a little bit. I should have stiffened this 1 or 2 more notches, but we were just out playing around that day. But again, you can adjust any way you want with this as far as stiffening it goes. If you're on a track where it's not hooking very well, what you can do is you can soften this. So back it off 1 or 2 notches, and it'll be softer, and it'll put more weight over the back tires, and you should be able to hook just a little bit better. Now this really depends, again, the setting on this depends on what type of a track you're on. If you've got a track that's hooking really, really well, you're going to want this stiffer. If you're on a track that's not hooking very well, you're going to want to back this off a little bit, and it'll put more weight on the back tires, and hopefully you can hook just a little bit better off the line. But anyway, guys, that was my solution. I've got the car. I went out and practiced with the car the one day, and I got it down into the 1.5s. But like I said, the easiest way for me to work around this was the 9010 Lakewoods up front, and these QE1 single adjustables out back. But anyway, guys, that's about it for today. Once again, thanks so much for watching the videos. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll do my best to shoot it for you. Have a nice evening, guys. Take care.